Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to When the Shift Hits the Fan. You're here with the Shifters. My name is Mark Jeffrey, and I'm here with my co-host, Linda Lehman. Now, I've been sneezing all day, and I have no idea why. So if I sound a little bit like Mickey Mouse, I apologize to everyone. But I'm going to try to get through this without sneezing all over everyone. Now, we've been talking all things success in the past month here of all of September. It's called our September Success Series. I'm amazed I got that all out there. And tonight, hey me, I've been practicing all day. But what we're talking about tonight is commitment, and in two ways too, because I believe that you can be overcommitted to things that do you no good, and not being committed enough to the things that really do help your life to become better and you to become stronger and more empowered. And from my perspective, commitment, I'm not always as committed to things that I don't want to do as I am committed to things I do want to do. And I think that's just human nature. I mean, you have to actually be disciplined when you want something in your life to change. It's not, you just can't say, well, I want to change something. It's not like you can't walk into a hairdresser and say, I'm going to change everything, cut my hair. That's an easy thing to do. You can be committed to that one because, the first swipe of that scissors, you're committed. But if you wanted to change your life in other ways, like, have a better relationship, or live a happier life, or lose weight, or start your first online business and have it become successful, those things, they take commitment, and in some cases huge commitment, and for long periods of time commitment. So all of the things that we've talked about for the last entire month and before we went on hiatus for the summertime are all the things that build up to that. Having the passion, having the drive, knowing your why, sorting out your goals, having SMART goals, all of those things we talk about, all of that racked up is not going to really get you anywhere if you're not going to be committed to it. And I know from my perspective, Linda, I know how difficult that can be sometimes.
Oh, absolutely, Mark. I mean, and it's a fine line, I think. People get, and I've done this, you get excited about something, you get excited about a new program or idea or process to do things on the internet or even in the brick and mortar business, and you think, oh yeah, this is great, this is just going to take me real far. But at that point, you're only really interested in it. And so many people think that, okay, yeah, this is what I'm going to do just because they're interested in it. But I can tell you, when the going gets tough, when the challenges start rolling in, when that comfort zone Mr. X starts feeling uncomfortable because you're about to make a change to jump outside of that box, that bondage that you've been in, that comfort zone, so to speak, well, then that Mr. X is going to come along and start raising Cain and throwing stuff at you that's always worked before to stop you. And if you're just interested in something, then, if you have this little, whoosh of, oh, this is a great idea, but you're only like halfway into it, then every teeny-weeny little bump in the road, every teeny-weeny little excuse that you can come up with is going to stop you dead in your tracks, and you're going to come up with the most brilliant reason as to why it won't work. And you're going to hop back into that bondage, back into that comfort zone, and you're going to play that blame game that, oh, because the economy is bad, I can't start this business, or because they're making it harder to fly outside of the country now, there's no way I can go do this, and this. And so you tuck yourself back, and even though we're calling it, and we've done this before, we've called it this comfort zone that you're in, it doesn't necessarily mean that you like where you are. It's just familiar, and it's your status quo, and that's what you jump back into. But if you find something that you can really commit yourself to, then if you're truly committed, then those little bumps in the road, those little excuses are just like little gnats or mosquitoes that you're slapping off your skin as they try to bite you, and you're moving on and you're moving forward, and that's the determination, that's the persistence that we're talking about that you must have in order to reach the dreams, the life, the person that you want to be.
Absolutely, absolutely, Linda. And, commitment. And we're talking about the little monkey, I call him a little devil on your shoulder, all that little monkey chatter in your head. We talk a lot about that on our shows because that's what happens. All those things that Linda's talked about, they will sound very, very rational at the time. They're designed to be that way. They're designed to be very convincing and seductive. That's the way it is. We are conditioned to stay inside a comfort. We're conditioned that way to step outside of that. And I know people do this. You always watch, and there's so many TV shows, right? And everybody watch some adventure, and they're traveling everywhere, and they're fighting with alligators, and they're jumping out of airplanes and climbing mountains. And here you are, cuddled up on the couch with your popcorn and your Diet Pop, going, "Oh, I wish I could do that." That's not commitment, and that's not even a dream. That's not even a goal. That's I hate my life. That one looks better over there, but I'm just going to stay here with my Diet Coke because that would be a commitment. And it's laziness. There's a lot of other things that are involved in that. Laziness is something that people revert to as well. And it's still a comfort zone. But being too damn lazy to get up and make your life change, man, there is zero excuses for that.
Oh. Exclamation point, Mark.
I was jumping up on my chair. You just can't see me.
Oh, I can see you. I'm on my box. You're on your box tonight. This should be a fun show. No, there's no room for laziness. And it is so easy, Mark. It is so easy to pull the covers over your head and say, oh, I really want to do this, but not today. I'll think about it tomorrow. The Scarlett O'Hara syndrome, I'll think about it tomorrow. Tomorrow is another day. But how many more tomorrows are you going to let go by before you take action today?
Yeah, well, when people say to us, Linda, well, how do you live the life that you do? You're always happy, all this, because we're committed to it. I mean, it just
right.
do you think I get up every day and everything's great? I'm going to tell you about my morning. I'm going to tell you about this, my friends. I'm committed to my crap today because I got up first thing this morning and I got a text and a call from my daughter that somebody had vandalized her vehicle. She was just like freaking out all over the place, and her boss wasn't very understanding. I mean, it was just wow. And I'm standing there going, okay, I've no makeup on. I've got slippers, some kind of sweatpants, and I throw a jacket on, and I put my hair in a ponytail, and I'm going, okay, here comes this hot mess. I'm going to save the day. I was committed to my crap today.
I can see you riding up on your white horse, Mark.
But here's the thing. Like, what if, and we just 2 minutes before the show I started thinking of this because we were talking about our crap of the day. And I thought, what if you're someone out there, particularly all of our women listeners, that when somebody makes a call like that, you do exactly what I did. You don't care, you don't have your makeup on, your hair's all over the place, you jump and you go because your kid needs you. Okay, what I want to know is why aren't you that committed when you need you? And you've got a goal, and you've got a dream, and you're not doing anything about it.
Right, what's the difference?
Well, why do we do that? Why do we do that, women?
Right. There's the $50 million question. You know, we are so dedicated and committed to helping everybody else. Mark, is it because we don't think that we deserve that same kind of help?
Well, we talk about that a lot, Linda, with women for some, and you know, just we'll let you in on a little secret, and I kind of let the cat out of the bag tonight too, because I'm so excited about stuff. Is that, you know, Linda and I've decided we're going to be doing some live shows and some retreats in the next, you know, year or so here, just kind of coming up with it, and we've, you know, have designed these around women and, you know, why we don't jump into our happiness with both feet and do stuff, because you know what, I'm going to tell you something. Everybody around you, okay, everybody, no exceptions, would love it if you kind of like do that, because the rest of the time you might not be the happiest person to be around.
Right, because you're so sucked into everybody else's crap.
Exactly.
You know, when does our crap matter?
Exactly. That's what I keep talking about. It's me. It should always be you first. And I don't know why, Linda, that people, women, I'm not going to say men, because men just don't seem to have this problem, where women think, you know, that we're the sacrificial lamb, the martyr of the world. You know, nobody cares. Ladies, nobody cares. Either they're taking advantage of you, they don't like you anyways, because if they did, they wouldn't like to get away with that kind of crap, and it doesn't serve any benefit. It just doesn't. Nobody cares. Oh man, right. I'm standing on my chair again.
You know, Mark, this brought up a memory, and it's one of those. Quite frankly, looking back, it's one of those crap memories. But I'm going to share it because I think that it will definitely ring some bells for some of our listeners. This was many years ago for me, and it was well before I really grasped this message that we're bringing to you tonight, and it was long before the bells were ringing with me on my own development and my own personal growth. But I worked for a company at that time that at that point in time I was the manager of a data processing department, and I had one employee, and I was so excited because I was pregnant with my second child, and I was super excited because at this point in my life I was going to be able to take a full 12-week maternity leave and know that everything at my job was taken care of. And I was super duper excited because with my first one I only had 4 weeks, and it was a push, but it was a financial reason at that point in time. So I was really looking forward to this time to spend with my children. And so the time came where my second child was born, and 2 weeks into my leave, I get a call from my company. Your girl has decided to move away because her significant other has moved to another town, and she's not even giving us 2 weeks notice, and we need you back.
I'd be like saying, no, I'm sorry, the number you just called is not in the service.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, there were some other extenuating circumstances with that. Well, I'll just say it. I had a family member as a manager of that department.
Oh, yeah.
No one else knew how to do what we did. It was going to bring a multi-million-dollar company to its knees. And so I sacrificed myself and my child to go back with only 2 weeks of leave. I had to call my in-laws in to come and take care of the baby until the baby was old enough to go to a daycare. And I made that sacrifice thinking that company was going to really appreciate what I had just done. And folks, I'm here to tell you, and it's not sour grapes because I still love the people that were there. Nobody even said thank you. It gained me nothing in the grand scheme of job security or advancement in positions. It gained me nothing, but I sacrificed everything for it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, I was saying about that is that, you know, when people do things like that, they're working many long hours without getting proper pay or taking, you know, away from their maternity leave or whatever they do, those kind of sacrifices. I said, you know what, they're going to walk over your cold, dead body and not even look back at you.
Exactly. You know, the bottom line is you got to take care of you because nobody else cares, and nor should they. You're responsible for yourself. And you know what? If I had said no, looking back, if I had said no, all of my progression and all of the outcomes within that company would have still been the same. It would not have mattered an iota. Life would have gone on. The world would have kept turning. But at that point in my life, I didn't see that. I didn't get it. So, you know, look after yourself. What is it that you want out of life? Decide
Linda,
that.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's okay. I got to climb down off the box.
Yeah. Well, no, I was just going to say, how many women do we coach every single day that tell us this? I don't have time to work on my business.
Yep. The majority, Mark.
Mm-hmm.
They don't make
it. And what do the guys say? Yeah, you know what? I can do that tonight.
But no, I hear from women, no, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to take care of the kids, the husband, I have to run this errand, I have to run that errand, and I have to work overtime at work, and I just don't have any time to do this because all of these people need me. That's a martyr.
Yep, that's smarter. And so what are you committed to? You're not committed, or what are you not committed to? You're not committed to your own happiness. You're not committed to your own satisfaction. You're not committed to other people's happiness or satisfaction because they don't, you know, nobody likes a martyr. Like, it isn't true. You're, in those respects, most of the time you're being taken advantage of. And yeah, for the odd time, like, okay, let's take professions and stuff like that. We all know as doctors, lawyers, you know, certain professions, you got to pay your dues. That's just part of the rite of passage, and everybody does it. But when we're talking about the real day-to-day life of, I need to go exercise, I'm trying to watch my weight, I need to eat better, I want to excel, I want to read this book, I need a bath. You know, when you're not doing things for yourself, you're not committed to you. And I think if we're going to start anywhere, I don't know, for me, Linda, if I was going to start being committed to anything, it'd be me first. I want to be at the front of that line.
I want to be at the front of the line, too. And quite frankly, if you're not committed to yourself, then you're doing everybody else around you a disservice. All these people you think you're serving, you're not. Because you can serve them so much better if you commit to you and you reach the goals and the dreams and the you that you want to be. They're going to see by example, and they're going to realize that you have helped them with what they want to do by truly being committed to yourself.
Yeah.
You know, there was I said this in another show, a past show, but I love this affirmation, and I got it from Louise Hay, and it sounds so simple, but if you really say it multiple times every day, and you get into the spirit or the meaning of the words, it can really transcend you into being more committed to yourself. And what it is so simple. It says, I'm important. I count. I now care for and nourish myself with love and joy. Here's a key here. I allow others the freedom to be who they are. We are all safe and free.
Great. It's a great affirmation. And I think from my perspective, if you're going to, we're talking about a lot of things compressed into one too. It's like limiting beliefs, those beliefs that are limiting everything that you do. And that's part of it. I believe that I can't do this because of this. And you have to keep asking your question. Does it have to be like that? Why is it like that? Can it be different? It's all of those questions that you should be asking but never do. We often impose like rules on ourselves, and then we act like the rule's really true.
Mhm. Yeah. I think the one question you may have left out is it true?
Right.
That's
is
the
it
question
true?
that I ask. Is it true? And the only way you can qualify for truth is that if you ask that question, it has to be true. It has to happen 100% of the time for it to be true. Otherwise, it's false.
Exactly.
So when people say, for instance, Mark, I can never lose weight because all my family is fat. Okay, is it true that 100% of the people who come from a fat family cannot lose weight? The answer is no. It's false. Because there are people who are fit, at the perfect body weight for themselves, but they have come from a fat family. You can find them, and it doesn't take but 5 minutes to search it.
Exactly. And so you making a statement, and we're talking about this, is that I can't satisfy my own needs and care for other people at the same time.
False.
False, right?
Sorry.
But here's the whole thing. If you're using even this, like, right, Linda? If you're using words like always and never, what happens is you're generalizing situations, and you're not eking them out. You're making them true by a random belief that you're trying to convince yourself that it's true. And as weird as that statement I just made is, as whacked as that idealism is.
It is, and you can say that you're rationalizing. I love this definition of rationalizing, rationing lies.
Exactly. Yeah.
And when you find yourself doing that, you need to send off a bell. Wear a rubber band on your wrist and flick it until it hurts, because what you're doing is you are rationing lies to yourself. You're stopping yourself from being your true, marvelous, magnificent self.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Your truest, magnificent self. And until the day that you believe that deep down in your heart, and you walk into that mirror like we tell you to do, and say, hello, gorgeous, and actually believe that you are, without going, oh, I don't like that freckle, right on the heels. Oh, it looks like I'm getting a breakout. Oh, unless you can stop doing those ridiculous things to yourself, you're never going to be committed to being your magnificent self, because you're throwing crap at the mirror.
Because everything that you're looking at yourself and you're telling yourself in that mirror, you are believing. And the words that are coming out of your mouth, that you're hearing with your ears, you're planting that crap in your subconscious mind, and you're believing it. And your subconscious mind is taking that and it's making it true for you, because that's the energy that you're putting out to the universe, saying, this is what I want more of, crap. Until you can look at yourself in the mirror and say, you are beautiful, I love you, you are magnificent, you are the greatest person on earth, and believe it.
I got a really good idea. It's too bad that the mirror can't throw the crap back, because I bet you'd be dodging and weaving that, right?
That would be fun if the mirror threw back.
Well, Well, maybe you should visualize that, my friends, is that, if I throw it to the mirror's going to throw back crap. And you're going to be, that's it. We get stuck. And we've done several shows on getting yourself unstuck. But still in all, as we talk to women particularly, and women entrepreneurs most of the time, this is where they get off to, they want to do something, they get off to a great start, and then, Mommy, I need you, because you forgot to close the office door and say, from this time to this time, I'm actually working. And I just did this too, even outside of that. I mean, I had, creating a team working from home, and a lot of people, oh, that's a great idea. They started doing this, but most of them just came back and said, I can't do it. I'm just not disciplined enough. Nope, you're not. You're not disciplined or committed enough to your own happiness, because you saw that as a piece of freedom, and then you ran across one day where it didn't go the way you thought it was going to go, and, well, I want to go back to the way it was. Exactly what you said. I just demonstrated that with a team of people I just put in place.
Mhm. Right. Bottom line, folks, is when you're stepping out and you're making a change and you're improving your life, there's going to be some discomfort in that. And that discomfort is coming from, I've talked about it before and talked about it a little bit already tonight. It's going to come from that comfort zone, that Mr. X that's sitting back in there with the feet propped up, really comfy, cozy. Nothing has to change. Nothing has to be different. Anytime you're about to step outside of that box, you're going to feel this discomfort. And so instead of saying, oh, no, all this crap, I don't need it, if I just tuck myself back into this corner, then I don't have to deal with any of this crap, and I won't have this discomfort. Well, here's the magic of all of this. If you will just lean into and step across that boundary, step outside of that box, push through that initial discomfort, what you're going to find on the other side is exactly what you've been looking for. That freedom, that successful business, that goal, that dream, that person that you want to become is standing on the other side of that crap. But you got to walk across it first. It's like, Mark, when we walked across those hot coals, we walked across the fire. We had to get across the fire to get to the freedom. And going through the fire was a whole bunch of crap. But we had to leave it behind us. And then once we stepped across it, it was 100% exhilaration. And I don't know about you, but I've never been able to be, and I don't want to be, but I've never been able to be the same person I was before I stepped across.
No, and I know we're just almost at the end of this
wow.
half an hour again, but
okay.
but I think that's the thing that, what if, and I'm going to leave you guys all with this, because I know this is my life. What if I had never put myself out there? If I never met or tried to, when I never did the things, I would have never met Linda. We would never have connected on the level that we have, and we wouldn't have the life that we have in this respect, and where we're going from here, and why we're so excited about it. And it didn't happen overnight. See, that's the other thing I want to say tonight, is that commitment is sometimes you start off really, really small, like Linda and I do. We watch what we're doing. We plan for things, and then we execute it, and we're committed. We're committed to us. We are committed to our show, and we're very, very committed to you. So, Linda, that's what I have for tonight, but I always leave the last words for you.
Thank you, Mark. That was awesome. I just want to go back to something we said earlier. The most important person to be committed to is you. It's yourself. Nothing and no one else really matters if you push yourself aside. So the number one person to be committed to is you. What do you really want? Get it.
Perfect. Because you can. Because you can.
Yeah.
So, my friends, thank you for spending this time with us. We hope that in some small way we've helped you in your journey to become committed and happy in your life. So, from Mark here in Canada, good night, everyone.
And from Linda in Florida, good night.